My Gavanan Melonin, and well met indeed. I'm Arakir Galajerthan, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer. Welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as Gundabad. And our destruction, hopefully, of all the dwarves, starting, if everything goes to plan with this army, with Ered Luin. You join me just as our relief column is being founded in the heartlands of Old Angmar. And we're pushing west because the dwarves are coming. And someone needs to shut them down. A secondary army is being prepared and is moving back to... I should have put them in the castle.
Get ready for fighting.
And is moving back to Gundabad because the Anduin is coming. And they look like they've got plans for us. So we need to stop them and shut them down. So you guys there, come with me. We're also being besieged in Dane's halls by a second large army of Erebor, which one hopes, if we can kill and stop here, then that surely will be much of Erebor's might used up and finished with. So we can go for that. Now, a few things to say. First and foremost, while I just end the turn. Excuse me, sorry. It is very early in the morning. People, the comment the other day actually told me that my saying sorry for coughing is more annoying than me just casually coughing off to the side, because I cough away from the microphone, so I'm sure it's not jarring or loud or anything.
Attacking the camp.
And you'd be interested to know that that is the second, maybe even the third time in the history that I've been on YouTube that someone has said that the apologising is more annoying than the actual act. But it's just habit. It's just such habit. But what I was going to say is that I had fully planned on doing top 10 Numenorian or human archers. Let's be honest, it's going to be filled with Dunedain. I was going to do the top 10 human archers today, but we are getting very close to the line with the modding, and I can only do the top 10 videos at the weekend because they take so long in the editing process. I don't have time in the week. No, that's not even worth it, is it? Let's just lose the town. And as I say, we're getting very close to the release of Divide and Conquer, and as I'm also busy over the next few weekends on various days, the days that I'm not busy has to be devoted to DaC. So there might be a couple of weeks where I don't do anything other than just campaign episodes. I hope everyone's okay with that. Speaking of campaign episodes, with the question posed in the Ardenaim episode, the previous one to this video, Tuesday I think it was. Oh, what on earth is going on? Jesus. Now Gundabad is under attack. Grishnaka is under attack. Gobadrine is under attack, and Gobadrine is lost. Blimey. And the Anduin Vale. I can't believe the Anduin Vale, after all that time of peace, they even wanted an alliance at one time. They're throwing that all away.
You bring a proposition for my king.
What about map info, friends? Ah, brilliant. Let's see how well you're doing.
Do not think that is all.
Not very.
Farewell.
So, the Ardenaim episode, I asked if that should be the last one, and the general opinion was that yes, it should be, and Angmar should begin. But that wasn't the overall... It wasn't a huge majority. There was a lot of people suggesting that we should do... it shouldn't end just yet. And given that in the Angmar campaign, which will replace the Ardenaim as soon as we're finished, Angmar is good to go, so we are just going for it now. In the Angmar campaign, it's very likely that if we fight in Fornost, it will be the unupgraded version. And of course, Angmar cannot upgrade Fornost, whereas in the Ardenaim campaign at current, the Northern Dunedain have upgraded the town. So what I think I will do is probably one final episode, whereby I might use the cheat move command. I won't cheat any units into my army. I appreciate a lot of people said, oh, we haven't seen XYZ unit yet, so you should fight until you get them. I'll touch on that in a moment, but an army's never going to arrive in time.
Listen up. Come on. Pick your feet up.
I'm not going to cheat any units into my army, but I will probably cheat move an army to Fornost, and we will just do one final attack. Whether we win it or lose it, that will end that series. So there'll be one more video on it, basically, which will be the siege and attack of Fornost. Oh, Anduin, you've really let yourselves down. You've got nothing. You've got absolutely nothing. 3 units of siege equipment. Cormac is your only hope here with his skin changes. Let's hope our archers can bring him down before he does anything. Speaking of the Ardenheim campaign, and I'm going to attempt to rant less on the channel. I feel like I shouldn't, basically. This isn't the place for unless it's wholly centric to Divide and Conquer. But ranting about other things, I think I should try and stop doing. But I often used to in the past, rather than reply to every comment with text, I often used to try and reply to comments verbally, and over time that's somewhat morphed into only speaking of the comments that annoy me and being a bit of a tool about it. And so I'd quite like to change that as well. But there was a comment that suggested in the Ardenheim campaign perhaps I'd not done it to the best of my ability, because we didn't get to see any of the Ardenheim's like subjugation units. And therefore, is there a suggestion, therefore, that perhaps I could have done more in the campaign, or a little bit better in the campaign, because I could have shown off more units? And to be honest, that one had me thinking, and actually I thought, yes. The idea, of course, of my YouTube campaigns is not necessarily for just pure enjoyment, to play a total war game for you all, which a lot of obviously YouTube channels are. They have no purpose other than pure entertainment, whereas my channel was always and is always meant to basically just be the marketing department for Divide and Conquer. And obviously sometimes I do other things, but in general it is just marketing. And so by doing these various factions, I'm supposed to really be showing you what unique features they have and what cool stuff they can do, as well as just playing them, I would submit. So whilst I don't think necessarily that I failed the Ardenheim campaign, because I've shown you many of their own units, I've shown you exactly how their horde system works by being destroyed and then having to sail to somewhere new and starting again, which obviously impeded our progress massively and is the reason why we haven't got a lot of elite units. And to touch upon that, I think quite a few people maybe have watched only a few episodes toward the end, seen how many turns in we are, and wondered how we haven't got our best units yet. And I think that's because they haven't seen the middle of the campaign, whereby we were utterly destroyed and by all rights should have ended it quite some time ago with our own defeat. And I didn't do that, of course, because... Oh, they are coming for the gate. Foolish. I didn't do that, of course, because I wanted to show you that you can then sail somewhere else and just start again. No, we will stay at the square, actually. Go a bit wider then. Go like that. I don't want them firing it when I want to tell them to shoot. So I don't know, it just made me think, because I didn't show off any of the Ardenheim subjugation units, other than the Saraline Mercs. Now, there was then another comment that suggested that for quite a while now, my approach to playing the game, whereby I will do whatever I want and I'll play exactly how I play, and if you like it and you watch, then welcome along, and if you don't and you leave, then so be it. And the approach has worked to date quite successfully. As our subscribers grow, my videos have routinely and consistently stayed at a solid viewer count for the size of my channel.
The enemy's ram has breached the gates.
And so that one I thought was maybe just someone who was a bit fed up with my videos and having a little bit of a go, to be honest. So I didn't read into that one too much. But he jumped on the bandwagon of the failed comment of the other guy. But I'm not having a go at the person who said I'd failed Ardenheim. Not at all. I'm suggesting that, yes, I think there's merit in your comment. And perhaps I had not shown the Ardenheim's best features, which is a bit of a shame because there's an awful lot cool about them. But equally, as I say, I did show the fact that you can start again anywhere, and we did manage to claw our way back to actually claiming some sort of victory from very much the depths of defeat, using some sneaky diplomacy and and taking towns no one wanted. But anyway, there we are. So the Ardenheim will be one more episode, and it should hopefully just be the attack and taking of Fornost. Gundabad will continue as ever. I hope we'll crush Eredluin, and then we can focus on someone else, so that Angmar will then take precedent in Eriador and take over the fighting here. I really, really need you to kill at least 1 or 2 of these skin changes, Snow Orcs, or this really is going south quickly. Yes! 1 is dead! Alright. We're going to need to use you, so come on. Look lively. Are these really their only... Oh no, they've got another unit coming in. Come on, throw the javelins. I don't care if they're fighting our men. Kill them. Valesmen. Weak. This is the only unit that really has any hope of actually doing anything here today. And so we've got to employ our archers effectively. And there's Bjorning shield bearers, but hopefully they're going to ignore our archers. You know, that is one of the biggest things I'm disappointed about in Med 2, and something that's changed in later versions of Total War, is where the general stands in the armies. Obviously in Med 2, they always stand on the left-hand side at the front of every unit. Like, this is our captain right here. And it makes them so susceptible to to cavalry charges. It's such a pain. I think those shield bearers are going to target our archers. I can't see them not, to be honest. Oh no, they've gone straight for them, but that's alright. That means you're getting cross-contamination, which means we're killing more than one thing at once, which is brilliant. Valesmen. Ah, no, we should definitely get you used. Go over here and flank the Valesmen. Archers, keep it up. Go on, just hit the skin changes then. Well, not the skin changes, sorry, the shield bearers. You got plenty of arrows, and they've completely exposed their flank to you, so. Ah, bugger. The Valesmen are not looking too happy about their current predicament, but the skin changes have come over to assist. Indeed, the Valesmen have broken. Right, javelins. Keep them tied up. Garrison troops. Flank and surround. They can get stun locks quite easily. Speaking of stun locks, a gentleman was improving our animations for us because it's something we've always struggled with in DaC. And he was going to introduce the ability for certain units to never get stun lock. I.e., when they took a hit, they just would not react. They would just fight on, and their animation would never reflect that they had ever been hit. Which I appreciate is a little bit jarring, but it makes certain units like Nazkai and Skin Changers could then suddenly become insanely powerful and would be the real threat that they are supposed to be. He was also going to implement, I believe, a new Warg riding animation, and I think that was it. But I haven't. It was happening about 2 months ago, and I haven't heard anything for a long time about it. So I don't know if he just said. I don't know if he just gave up or what. But the animation file, though, as with all modding, I've always felt that modding in Medieval 2 is quite straightforward. And anything can be achieved. If someone else can do it, you can do it. That is how Medieval 2 works. You don't need an advanced degree in computing to understand any of the scripting language or anything in Med 2. Most of it is all text work, and it's very straightforward. There are 1,000,001 guides on the internet, and so if you ever want to actually just do something, I have always thought you can. You just got to read up on it and battle away and battle away. It's exactly how I have learned to do all the modding that I know how to do. It's just tutorials on Total War Center, trial and error, talking with friends who have also helped me through various places. I've not done any further study. And so the animation file, I've always kind of felt like we could just resolve it. We could just resolve it if we actually just sat down and thought, right, how does this file actually work? Let's just finally get on with it. But as animations have never really been high on our list, and it would take an awful long time to really learn how to use the animation file, it's never really come of anything. Because it's a very unique aspect of the game, the animation file, and so it would require... It would take quite a while to learn how to properly use it, I think. Right, with the skin changes gone and our numbers now quite... Yeah, the only problem is we have actually got to fight the siege equipment. We could just let the timer run. Ah, he's gone. And they're routing, I thought as much. Or fighting to the death, more likely. Right, if we went and stood near the siege equipment, are they going to shoot us? You know, the modding is taking... We're so almost there with the mod that I'm even having to, unfortunately, put Skyrim down for for the next few weekends and just do modding. Which is terribly disappointing to me. Bloody love Skyrim. I don't want to go anywhere near them, to be honest, because I think they are just going to shoot me. And I'd much rather the timer go down. So what I'm going to do is cut it here, and I'll see you at the end, because I don't want to fight them. Welcome then. So, as expected, they just stood there, and I didn't have to lose men to charging into them. And so we managed to claim a victory as Adrian von Ziegler's Fear No Darkness plays in the background. Hopefully, that's all the Andrew will try for the next few days, but... next few days. Next few turns. Years. But I think we should probably send a rebuking force down into the Vale to remind them that we are more powerful than them and they should cut their crap. Oh. There were some people to kill. I'd quite like to bring Framsburg into the fold, so that would be good. But right, here we go. Our much depleted army now must stand against a Dwarven army with no general. But we get that cool battle map again. Well, I say cool. And the reason I say cool is because after sharing my jubilation of this battle map in the last Gundabad episode, RK, our resident battle map creator, editor, and general overseer, had informed me that unfortunately this large deployment area outside of the town actually consistently breaks the AI and they do not know how to handle it. And he said that he will be cutting it in future versions of the mod. Very disappointing to mine ears, but also I understand the reasons why. Right, you folks are going to be on that side. We'll only chuck one over on the other side because they didn't really bother with this side last time, did they? They weren't too fussed about it. We'll get, again, all the wargs to come down here and do much harassing. And I'm going to do exactly what I did last time. I saw a suggestion that I should wait for the dwarves to arrive at the base and then charge into the rear of them. But they came like in a thin piecemeal line and some of them went that way, and so a rear charge I just don't think will work as effectively. I'd much rather just hit them early, get them to drop siege equipment, slow them down. All in the name of the timer, remember kids. The timer is your friend when military strength eludes you. And then of course we will have our backup plan. They've still got to climb this slope. And I'll tell you what I will do. I think I'll wait for them to get around the corner before shooting them this time. So our archers can have a clear line of fire down the hill into them. And then if they do come up the hill, we can put the archers on the sides and fire into them as well once they're engaged with our units. Because they've been dating our units for quite a while now, and we've just been waiting for them to pop the questions. So I love that gate. That's just such an improvement over any other gate. I think that's everyone outside. Yes. Alright, let's do it. We'll do it while they're walking because they move very slowly. Into positions. 22 of you. No, actually, you can form our line up here. So, get these folks out on the edges. So our archers at the start have a completely clear line of fire. In fact, that's probably a better way to do it, actually, isn't it? Get our army out on the flanks. Except the general, of course. You can go up there. We've got anyone else here? No. So you go behind the archers too, and you can bust through. Get the archers in the middle. Oh, I didn't put anyone on the left-hand side. I thought I did. No, that's all right. The general ramp will take care of them. Go, my wargs. They really don't look like they sprint very fast, do they? Erebor infantry taking... Oh, a lot more casualties than I expected. Nice. Siege equipment dropped. Oh, they've got their own cavalry. They've got their own cavalry. Trying to scare me away. And they've got Dalian woodsmen with them as well. They've brought men of Dale to reclaim Dane's halls. The alliance stands again. Well, they will rue the day that they marched from their safe and warm homes all the way back in the by the lake. They'll kill them all. Now those Dale cavalry are going to be a pain. They're going to just hunt me down, aren't they? Go down the middle for the King's warriors. Ah, you've been trapped as well. You got to fight the cavalry. That's fine. Javelins, prepare. The enemy arrives. Bolg's champions are on the wrong side, really. Feel free to actually throw them. Goodness. Oh, yeah, there's 2 javelins. Brilliant. That's cracking. There we are. Ah, yes, King's warriors. Bring those down. And again, lovely.
Pray something changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
Quit your whining. Salvage what we can of the wargs. You quick turn. Yes, nice. You fellows, hit those mattocks. You fellows, dragon slayers out there, go for them. Oh, you might as well go for them as well. Do a double team on the dragon slayers. You guys get out. And there was one more, weren't they? But they're dead now. Who have they left at the back here? Which one is their general? Oh, he's in the middle. The captain. One of those. King's warriors, I think. I don't know. I have no idea. One of those. Oh no, there he is. The gentleman in red. Yes, Erebor infantry. Our charge on the dragon slayers has killed exactly none of the dragon slayers. There you go. There's Iron Heels mattocks. They're prime. Oh, our wargs are routing. Alright, the enemy has made it to our front line. And they are pushing up the hill with the siege equipment. Fight them! Stop them! Oh, you were in the way. That was close. There's only 22 of you. Why don't you run down? Oh, go right, actually. Who's coming up right? Erebor infantry. Go hit them. Everybody else stands ready. The killing zone is prepared. As the first units come around the side, they are 2 King's warriors standing alone. Oh, that's how they're going to come through, isn't it? One by one by one. Hit those Dalian woodsmen because they're shooting at me. Alright, you guys finish those before they hit our archers, please. It's an absolute massacre. 46, 47. Alright, we've got some units to actually shoot now. Fire at will! We won't get too many kills with the arrows, though. Dwarves are very resistant to arrow fire. But every kill's a kill. There's our general. God of the King. I was going to move him in to finish those warriors. Ah, they're routing. They're out. Take positions back over there. Alright, you guys finish those. Archers, change up. Dwarven labourers, please. You guys as well. Airborne infantry at the back there. They're routing. Let them run if they run. Back into the sides. Come on. Ah, the ram is protecting them, isn't it? Stonefoot spearmen. Nice. More dwarven labourers are coming. Change target again. Mountain Orc hunters have made a line there. It's going to be so close. We're having to rely on the fact that they don't have a general, and even dwarven morale will break when there's no one to lead them. We've got quite a lot of archers as well. Oh, the gate, every time. What's it like in the field below? There's a lot coming. Dragon Slayers still to go. More King's Warriors come round the bend. Archers are getting some shots off though. And of course remember that we are Gundabad, and our Snow Orc warriors, our Snow Orc archers, are excellent in melee once they've finished as archers. As raiders, I don't really know how best to apply them yet. Try and break those Stonefoots. Yes, well done, well done, well done, well done.
Defeat seems almost certain.
Ah, but then the Matuk warriors are hitting them in. Pull yourselves out.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Ah, they're breaking out. They are breaking out. On this side, these are just weak and pathetic orcs. We've got no hope with them, but we have still got one more unit of armor piercing. And our archers have a clear line of fire at the moment into the sides of this large grouping down here. Another couple of volleys. Another unit completely decimated. It's time. Send in those. Move yourselves onto the flanks. You guys, in you come. You guys, get over here. Yeah, get an angle on them, get an angle on them. Then make a line. What is that? Perhaps a broken unit. Come on, actually attack them. The enemy general's down. The enemy general is down. Right, send the archers to flank further over there. Let's go. The general will remain as the last line of defense, or we'll utilize him in a weak spot if we find one in a moment. Now it's just a case of our units actually doing what they're told and running and not walking like
Our force remains.
they've got concerns with their bowels. Now, of course, the Dragon Slayers will never break. But at least there are only 43 of them. I really don't understand the method with which they maneuver around units. And why can't I move them over there? Stop telling me no! There we are. Completely surround the enemy then. We will get the general involved.
The course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
Come on, run! Nice. King's Warriors, I don't think oh no, they are. That was a silly idea. King's Warriors are the better ones. Those are the ones we need to finish. They're better than Erebor Infantry. This is now everyone. This is the Dwarven army. And it is massacring us. I think this might, unfortunately, spell our doom. They're just pressing through. No one's breaking. And we've lost way more than them. Although our bodyguard has done really well against those warriors. They've lost hardly any and they've killed most. Oh, and the Dragon Slayers have come for us. Nah, the one unit we really did not want. This is the end. Our bodyguard will get decimated by the Dragon Slayers, I think. Dragon Slayers are very, very good. I mean, they slay dragons. They, of course, can handle mounting guard. We've killed 5 and they've killed 20. Well, just shy 15. And they're at the gate. They finally made it to the gate, where our army now routing just won't turn around. So they're just getting slain. Look at them making short work of the feeble men. They're literally using their bodies as a wall rather than turning and fighting. And I can't get zoom in because of the way these maps work. Because every time you get near that edge there, it zooms in, zooms up. It's over, isn't it? It's over.
Defeat seems almost certain.
Defeat is certain, you fool. Blow the horn one last time. And let the dwarves know that they took Dane's Halls, but they took it with great bloodshed. And they will remember this day as a Pyrrhic victory.
Blast their eyes! The enemy's ram is through our gates!
A few men of Dale still stand. Gateway is lost. The town square is soon to fall to the dwarves.
Our men have fought long and are becoming tired.
And our general stands battered to the floor like a common orc. That was a man of honor, you disgusting stunted bastards. One last brave bodyguard fights on. As the very cool looking shields of the Dragon Slayers close in around him, pressing him backwards. He's trying everything he can, but he's weak. He's weak. He's injured. He's having a little one-on-one duel. Speaking of duels, have you seen that they're going to include that in 3 Kingdoms? And I don't know about the rest of you, but I think it just looks like such a stupid idea. Have you seen the collision, like, bubbly thing, or collision zone they've put around the duel? So you can have 2 elite generals fighting against each other in 3 Kingdoms, and then it creates a zone around them that the units simply cannot enter. And so if you do it in a city or a town, it just forces them into the walls. It's really bizarre. But then it was an early version that I was watching footage of. There we are. It's over. Dane's Halls is back in the hands of the scum. My apologies. We made them pay. We made them pay. 174 kills, Snowhawk Scouts. Well done. I would welcome your thoughts, though. Obviously, I like to just play how I play, but that doesn't mean I don't read your suggestions and take them on board. So tell me, what would you have done? How would you have defended Dane's Halls there? I thought I utilised the slope at the best of my ability, because if the enemy had made it to my archers, the archers would have stopped firing, and they were key to the whole plan. So I had to charge those first dwarves, because otherwise they would have shut down a unit of archers. And that we couldn't have had. It was also frustrating that they came through in such a thin column. I wanted a bunch of the enemy to get through in one go, but of course they didn't. So that was disappointing, as I say. But hopefully we've really dented Erebor's military might now. And I'll tell you what, as a bonus, this episode's going to be very, very long, but I'll give you this one too. Although when I say this is going to be long, by consideration, the top 10 videos, they genuinely take me about 4 to 5 hours, because I've got to do so much editing. You've got to do the recording, you've got to do the voice clips, you've got to actually do the testing. That's something that people tend to forget. You've got to do the testing to get them set up. Whereas obviously if this is an hour long, it's an hour long. It eats into the day a bit, but it doesn't eat into the day massively. And of course I'm also just busy. I've not got the whole day. Although today I do have the much of the day ahead of me. Only small plans. Although I am also recording this at 6:30 in the morning. Right, how are we going to stop these boogers? I think we're going to have to go back to the square, otherwise we're going to get where they just try and push through non-stop. We don't have any range, which is disappointing. Halberds! Halberds, you're going to be the last line of defense, I think. Because then our general might die too soon if you're not. They had siege equipment, didn't they? Are the gates, there's already a hole in the wall. Just go for it, you fools. Yeah, we've got to wait, I'm afraid. I'll tell you what as well, just to make the video a little shorter, I'll cut this as well till they actually start moving. So I'll see you in a moment. Alright, welcome back. They've finally charged everyone in, and they're about to hit our line. Firebeard warriors coming first. Behind them, some Eredluin militia. And then waiting down in the... This is deja vu, is it not? Waiting down there, just waiting for the battle for us to all get weak so they can come up and laugh at our feeble attempts to hold them off, are the pikemen. So first we've got to just fight through the dregs, the militia and the warriors. And then we have to hope the pikes don't really play too much of a role. I don't know how we're going to deal with the pikes, to be honest. I think they will take us. To be honest, it's looking at the moment, very much so, like the main army's going to take us. We are getting smashed by those Firebeard warriors. Move the halberds in. Oh, and that's triggered the pikes. Brilliant. Right, this is the end then. I didn't expect to win this, though. It had to be said.
Only half our force remains.
Although do remember that they've got the siege equipment, which will never get involved. So if we can hold back this melee storm, which we're not going to be able to do, then we would have won. But no, it's over, isn't it? Bog's champions are good and they will hold for a long time, but they're not that good.
Already enemy is no longer in command of the city.
They're not outnumbered 5 to 1 good, 6 to 1, 10 to 1. Yeah, no, it's over. There it is.
Our army is tiring.
That's the end. We killed 136. Well done, friends. But our reinforcing army is large, is on its way, and will easily take back these 2 towns without any trouble. The problem is going to be getting a reinforcing army to cover what we just lost in Erebor. But that's alright. I'm happier with the Eastern Arena. I want the Western Arena to end quickly, because I don't want to fight here for fear of treading on the toes of Angmar. But to the east, I'm fine with it. Let's fight, 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 fight. But Grishnacha falls. The dwarves will pay for this. We will execute every single dwarf we ever come across. Every town we take, we will burn to the ground. Cinders will remain where we have been. And the dwarves that manage to flee east will tell tales of our brutality. And they will fear our coming. But for now, oh goodness, we need to prepare again.
Pick your feet up. No sleeping here. Come on.
Because we're going to be attacked again by Anduin. It would seem that the Anduin maybe don't have too many enemies, and they've chosen us as their primary enemy. Which is always nice, that's always friendly. But we'll stop off on Gobadrine first and take that. Gorshag's not doing anything, is he? He's just going to wander about, so we don't need to worry about him. Diplomat is down there. Did we have a diplomatic mission? Yes, we do. Send an emissary to the realm of Lothlorien. We're not going to do that in 3 turns. Can't get past the mountain.
Yes, my lord.
The only crossing is up there, I think, or all the way through down the south. I can cheat him across. What's our reward? Ah, yes, I would like some military units, and I do cheat diplomats, so let's do it. If you don't like that I cheat diplomats, close your eyes now. Look away. Go and get a make yourself a tea. Make yourself a brew. 2, 6, 4, 3, 2, 8, and he's gone. Welcome to Lothlorien.
Can I help?
What is it you wish?
Trade rights, what are you saying?
This seems
Yes.
another proposition.
What about some
for us,
map
then?
info? What are you saying? Yes.
An
Thank you, Lord
honor and a
Celeborn the
pleasure.
Just.
Farewell.
You've just ensured the defense of my capital. No, you haven't. Raider skirmishers. I thought you were giving me units, not filth.
Objective complete.
I need some real units, though, speaking of. So, if you can train anything that isn't crap, I'll take it, please. Thanking you. Oh, Khazad-dum's got quite the array. Change its spawn point to over here. I don't want any of your trash, but I'll take, yeah, you can take some trash. Oh, no, look, you've got real units again as well. I'll take all of you instead of those goblin infantry, actually. As the garrison, that would be good. Right, I think I'm going to have to end the episode there. So, I thoroughly enjoyed that, though, actually. That was good fun, even though we did lose. But I like the Dane's Horse Battle a lot. So to recap then, the Ardenheim will be one more episode and then Angmar will start. And then in the build-up to version 3, you'll only get Gundabad or Angmar, and then there'll be a developer diary somewhere as well. And then after version 3 is released, I will then do a mix between... I'll get one of the top 10 videos done, and then it will likely be... I want to do the updating overview videos per culture, so a video suggesting this is everything that's new for the Wildmen, and it will group all Wildmen races together, or nations together, and then this is what's new for all the elves, so doing updates on the overview videos, and then also interspersed with the lore overview videos, which I was enjoying, and we'll carry on with those. But there will be a few weeks now, maybe even longer, we're not sure, of where it will... I'm just going to devote the weekends to modding, so it won't be... anything other than the campaigny videos. I hope you're all right with that. So stay tuned for, of course, version 3 and the continuation of videos on the channel. But until we speak again, my dearest friends, Navarna den Perimad Melonin, and farewell.